Webster's Dictionary defines sport as an active play, a game taken up for exercise or pleasure, and sometimes as a profession. We all have our favorite sport. Whether it was our parent that taught us that sport and raised us up at loving that sport, or maybe we played it when we were younger, or maybe we think it was just the best sport. But what exactly is the best sport? Well, I, Robert Connett, conducted a formula conducting and coming up with how you get the best sport. History plus accessibility plus the involvement with fans equals the best sport. And after critical data and research, I came up with the conclusion that baseball is the best sport of them all. Now, in an online audience analysis that 7 of you guys actually took, 29% of you said baseball was your favorite sport. For the other 71%, I'm going to take you out to the ball game. Today, I will talk to you guys about the formula and what it means and how I came up with baseball being the best sport, and hopefully at the end of my presentation you guys will be persuaded that baseball is the best sport. So let's get started. Part 1 is the history. Baseball got started in the 1860s, and its first league was in 1876. The National League conducted of 8 teams. They played 70 games from April to October. Now compare that to basketball, which was invented in 1891 by a guy that wasn't even from our own country. And American football became popular in 1892, but that came from the English sport of rugby. So you put that into comparison, 1876, baseball was born first, and USA is better than Canada or England. That's why baseball is truly called America's pastime. Now also with the history, the ballparks. Some of them are still in use. Fenway Park just celebrated its 100th anniversary. It was opened in 1912. It's still in use today. Wrigley Field opened in 1914, and they were officially called Wrigley in 1926. But they've been holding Chicago baseball games since 1914, still in use today. Also, you can see, compare that to football. Lambeau Field, the iconic legend of football, 1957. Now, I came up with some critical research. Compared the Major League Baseball stadiums that are in use today, compared it to the NFL stadiums. Average current stadium opened in 1989 for baseball, 1994 for football. So baseball stadiums are older and have more history. Number of stadiums opened 1990 or earlier, 8 for each, but if you take the average of those 8, 1959 for baseball, 1973 for football. So my point is, these baseball stadiums that are still in use today are older. They have more history, and we didn't even put basketball into the equation because nobody really likes, hey, let's go to HP Center, home of yada yada yada. No one really cares about that. Also, baseball stadiums are unique in its own way. There is no baseball outline the same. They are all different in its unique way. And I read a book called Ballparks, and in it, it quoted, baseball, unlike most sports, does not restrict the playing area in a rigid way, such as gridiron football. With football, they're all the same. Also with history, the records that you can break in baseball. People keep track of more records to break in baseball than they do in football. Hits, home runs, steals, batting averages, RBIs, wins, strikeouts. Compare that to passing yards, rushing yards, and touchdowns for football. Second part of the formula, accessibility. What do I mean when I say that? Who, where, and why can you play? Well, anyone can play baseball. It doesn't matter what age you are, how old you are, what gender, where you live. You can play inside or out. All you need is a stick and a ball, guys. Come on. There's different forms of baseball too. Softball for women. There's wiffle ball so the kids can play in the backyard. Now, compare that to basketball. If you're not tall, you're not fast, you can't jump, you can't dribble or shoot, you're probably not going to do too well in basketball. Plus, if you want to go play out in your backyard, if you don't have a hoop, sucks for you. For football, if you're not fast, you can't catch. If you're a skinny pipsqueak, you're going to get destroyed in football. Plus, we all remember back in the heyday when we were younger, we would play baseball. Everyone got to play. Everyone got to pitch. Everyone got to bat. If you fit those categories of basketball or football, you basically sap the bench. Baseball's different. Yeah, that's me when I was a little kid. Third part of the formula, involvement with fans. Interaction on the field. Baseball has a first pitch. Celebrities, the President of the United States, a kid that won a contest. Someone gets to throw out the first pitch at every baseball game. You don't have a first kickoff with football. You don't have a first tip-off with basketball. That's what makes baseball unique. Also, entertainment in between innings. You got the hot dog race in the 5th inning. In Fort Wayne, home of the Tin Caps, a minor league baseball team. They got the Bad Apple Dancers. These guys dance in between innings. It's just entertainment, family-friendly fun. Also, souvenirs. If you catch a foul ball or a home run in baseball, you get to keep it. My dad still has this ball that he caught at Fenway Park in 2008 in his room. In football, do you get a souvenir? No. In basketball, well, if you have courtside seats at a Lakers game, you might get Kobe Bryant in your lap. Besides that, you're not really going to get a souvenir from the game. Also, baseball cares about their fans more. 71% of you in the audience analysis said that games were too long or boring. Well, the thing is, they average about 3 hours. That's the same as football. The only difference is, you don't have as many commercial breaks for a TV broadcast of a baseball game compared to football. Also, more ballparks are adding stuff to their stadiums. There's a Ferris wheel at Comerica Park in Detroit. There's a rock climbing wall at many minor league ballparks. There's just other things to do at a baseball game compared to basketball or football. Also, the 7th inning stretch. Baseball, they know their fans get tired after the 3rd hour. They give you time to stretch.
Cracker Jack here. Cracker Jack. Hey, Cracker Jack. How are you, brother? Cracker Jack.
Thank you. Alright guys, it's now time for trivia of the day. What do girls say guys look best in? Is it sweaty basketball shorts, muddy football pants, soccer shorts, crisp baseball pants, or a Speedo?
Baseball pants.
The answer is baseball pants. Also baseball, time of the season, summer. Girls, get your tan on at the baseball game. You get to sit out in the sun, enjoy the summertime. Compare it to football, you're freezing your butt off. It's not fun in blizzard conditions watching your football team, especially if they lose. That's terrible. Also, another point I want to put. Take Me Out to the Ball Game is the 2nd most sung song in America, only behind Happy Birthday. Football doesn't have a song. Basketball doesn't have a song. That's right, only baseball has a song. And one more thing, Bleacher Report's top reasons. There's an article that I read online. They broke down reasons why baseball is actually better than football. And as you can see, touchdown versus a home run, there's controversy behind almost every touchdown. If you stepped out of bounds, if there's a home run, if it goes to the wall, it's a home run. Can't really argue that. There's no time limit. There's more games in a season. With football, you have to wait until Sunday to watch your favorite team play. With baseball, they're playing every single day. You get to watch your team every single day. Plus, there's minor leagues in baseball. There's no minor league in football. Stats, like I mentioned before, and commercials also, like I mentioned before. So I want to sum things up, guys. Like I said, with the formula, history plus accessibility plus the involvement with fans equals the best sport. Baseball truly is the best sport, and I want to encourage you guys to go out to a game this summer, get your game on, get your tan on, go play ball. Thank you very much.
Girls say okay?